what's up guys? SweetleMyDeetle here. We are doing a kind of a beginner series. If you didn't figure it out already, I have 2 more videos before this that you can check out. I'll link the playlist at the end of the video. As well as, I'm trying to think of new things to do for future reference. So if you guys have any ideas, you can comment down below. We're going to probably do some sweaty rank games for next season. Probably do an overview of what next season will look like, as well as, you know, the changes and the patch notes and stuff. Maybe even do some coppers. I have a homie, Hasta La Vista or Tactical Chaos Gaming on YouTube. He is starting up, well, not starting up, I'm starting to play with him, or we've talked about it at least. So you might see that. It's a little, you know, he likes some meme on coppers, so we're probably going to do something along those lines. It's all in good fun, but it is good content, so it's fun to watch, it's fun to do. So comment down below if you have any other ideas for us, or for me, for my channel. As well as, I believe I'm going to get a new camera, so if you have any ideas for like what camera to use, I have a few ideas already, but maybe you guys can give me some suggestions I haven't heard of. I've been kind of researching as of late to try to figure out what I specifically want to get, but that's for, you know, a different time. Do comment down below though if you have any ideas for it. So today we're going to talk about Terrace Hunt. So the last few videos we had attachments and scents, and we had map knowledge. So at this point, you should kind of have your sense in order as far as like what you would like to use. And then you should have at least some decent map knowledge, whether you're playing casual or you're playing ranked. Maybe you took my advice and you went into Terrace Hunt, and you went into custom games, etc. Completely up to you as far as how you got to where you are now. But hopefully you have at least a little bit of ideas of like what objective there is, what each objective looks like, you know, like where the callouts are in between objectives, obviously the callouts for the objectives, etc., etc. We're going to take all that knowledge and we're going to move it into the team play eventually, but first we have to work on your aim and using Terrace Hunt as like a way to aim. Terrace Hunt is a big deal on console because we don't have aim training like you would on PC. So the idea is get yourself in the mindset of playing ranked, and by that I don't mean, you know, holding super tight peaks and stuff, although you could practice that if you so choose. Right now we're just doing the basics, so what I want you to do is, first of all, you got to mess with your settings a little bit, unless you have it set up. I believe we went over this in the last video, but I will go over it again. I only like to play Terrace Hunt Classic. As you can see, there's a few different ones that you can pick. Extract hostage, protect hostage, disarm bomb, etc. I picked Terrace Hunt Classic because it's just about getting kills. It's just you against like 22 enemies. That's all it is. So I switch every one of them off and make sure to hit X to apply so that it saves. And I do the same for the maps. Every single map is turned off right now, except for house. And then I go into Terrace Hunt. And I picked normal. There's absolutely no reason why you have to do hard or realistic. I can't stress that enough. That is just going to make you want to play more conservatively, and that's what this isn't. This is about, like, getting in there as fast as you can, getting those kills as fast as you can, and, you know, making it so that your aim is more on point. You can react to people catching you off guard, and you can adjust quickly to their heads. So we'll talk about that in a second here, but normal T-Hunt is more than good enough because you're just gonna try way too hard in normal or in harder realistic. So I like to do normal Terrace Hunt on house also because it is like the smallest map. It allows for you to get through them as quickly as you possibly can, and you don't have to like wonder where people are. They normally, if you do them enough, you will actually know exactly where they're gonna spawn, or general idea. They kind of switch them up, but for the most part, it's pretty fucking easy to know exactly where they're gonna spawn. So I'm going to pick someone like Ash, Ash is someone who I just warm up with, and I haven't played at all today, so my aim's going to probably be doo-doo to begin with. But Ash is someone you warm up with, and by that I just mean like you're fresh, you maybe just woke up, you're fresh out of bed, wipe those crusties out your eyes, get on the box, and here you are, you're big chillin'. So if you're serious about like ranking up, I really do think you should start every single day. You can even do like 15 minutes of it, but do some sort of Terrace Hunt. So, and that's what we're going to do here. So a few things that I do right away. First of all, I pick Ash because she's the easiest. She moves around the most. She has like no fucking hitbox. You got your attachments, you got your sense, so you should be good to go. So the first thing that I do is I come up to this wall. I always spawn APC area just because it feels like the easiest to get into the building. But I come up to this wall in particular, and I ping a spot on the wall like so, okay? Ping a spot on the wall, and then I just try to hit the ping as much as I possibly can. And keep that recoil as tightly knit as possible. So you can see each gun has its own recoil pattern. So that's kind of what we were doing with the sense earlier, is that we were trying to make it so that you have the smallest amount of recoil you possibly can have. Obviously, you're always going to have recoil, but it's a matter of like eliminating the recoil. That's what the sensitivity is all about. So now, what we're trying to do is master the recoil that we, the recoil that's left after we use those attachments to our advantage. So you can see right here, if I just hold down the trigger, I'm not doing anything to control the recoil there. So right here, it shows us that it goes up and it slightly goes right. And it kind of has this like zigzag pattern. Recoil patterns alter a lot of times. So you just have to know that and counteract it. So what I do is I start at the top here. And since it went up to the right, we're going to pull down to the left. And that's how you know if you can get it down. See what I mean? It wasn't a perfect line. But that's how you know you're controlling it appropriately. So now, if you can get it to where it's almost like that straight line, you know you're doing it right. So now you just have to make it into a perfect circle. And so now it's just the amount that you pull down and to the left, right? So right here, that's what I was doing here. So we'll try it again here. So I'm going to start aiming, and I'm going to pull down to the left as soon as I feel like the recoil is pulling it up to the right. And as you can see, it's a pretty tight pattern, right? So you match the recoil first, and once you know it's like, oh, okay, it's down to the right, or it's up to the right, you want to pull down to the left. Then you just got to make sure that it's minuscule amounts as far as like the alteration of your patterns. You want it to be as tight-knit as possible. And so obviously you're going to have to pull a lot more than you did here, right here, to keep it in that small spot. It's going to take a while. It's hard to do. It's still hard for me. As you can see, it's not a perfect circle. So, and I've used Ash a million fucking times. So don't get frustrated if you can't do it right away, but keep practicing it, and eventually it will be pretty on point. You can see that. I'm pretty close here too, so let's try one from far away. And it is harder from far away, so just let it be known. And you can see I'm terrible with it far away. And this is just me, like, just starting out. So as you get into it and you do it more and more, you'll find that it's going to be way easier to control. This gun isn't really made for far range, so it's really not a big deal if you can't, like, do it really consistently from a long range. I would start at this medium range here, because this is where most of your gun battles will be for Ash anyways. So you don't really need to worry about over here. This would be like if you're getting spawn killed, if you're way back here. And then maybe one of these shots like hits a fucking head randomly. I don't know. Maybe you get lucky. But once you get that down, you can go into the building and try to do it on people. So I'm purposely holding down the trigger to make myself have to adjust to people. Adjust to their heads and appropriately fix my sense accordingly. Hold on, I gotta get more ammo. Place it on. Another good thing about Terrasun is they do give you more ammo. If you were to try this in custom game, they won't give you more ammo, and it's gonna be you're gonna have to restart it a million times. So I just suggest to do it in Terrasun. Another benefit. A thing I see a lot of newer players do is, okay, let's say someone's in this room, right? They're chilling right here. Now, what I see a lot of people do is anticipating the battle, and so they're thinking in their head how they're gonna handle it, which is a good thought process. Always be thinking. But what I see too many people do is they have their reticle down here, right? And that's because they're not really focused on their reticle placement. They're more so focused on what they're gonna do next. What you need to get in the habit of doing is keeping your reticle placement at least here. So right here is a crouch level. Now, very rarely will people be prone. Maybe in higher levels, you'll see people like drop shot or like hold an angle prone. Most of the time, people are either going to be sprinting in there like it's Call of Duty, or they're going to be prone, okay? So it's a matter of anticipating either the prone or the standing level, or sorry, the crouch or standing level, not the prone level. Crouch or standing level, you anticipate that, and you keep your reticle there because then there's a lot less adjustment from here to here. You know, let's say like here is where the, we'll do it on the wall so you can see. So here's where the head is, right? And here's where the crouching level is. And here's where the prone level is. So as you can see, not only do I have an extra animation from prone to crouch, but I also have a fat distance between prone and crouch, and especially fat distance between prone and like fully standing, right? And so people are either going to be here or they're going to be here. They're going to be at crouch level or they're going to be standing. So you want to keep your reticle appropriately placed so that when you go and you enter into that 1v1, you get to that engagement, you're that much more likely to hit their head because you're already there at head level. You don't have to make an adjustment. From here to here is a way easier adjustment from here to here. So now I'm sure you understand what I mean. So if you're about to push someone, you want to be at this level here. Because right now, you're easily going to, if they're crouching, boom, they're going to pop up right in your reticle. Even if they're head glitching here, you're already ready for it. Boom, you pop them. Or, if you go around this corner and you're crouched, and you see them standing up, all you got to do is stand up, and boom, you're in their head level. You see what I mean? Really, really key to have that reticle placement. The other thing is, I want you guys to treat this not like, and I said this before, not like a ranked game. I want you guys to treat this like you're fucking playing Call of Duty and you're just going bananas. You're a crackhead. You have no regards for your life. You need to go through each room like you're fucking Rambo and you're not gonna die and you have 1,000,000 bullets in your clip and you're fucking shit up. Okay, so have that mentality, have the confidence, because confidence is key, especially with your aim, and use it appropriately. Don't be overconfident, but really have the confidence to be like, I can take down this entire group of terrorists and then some. And so you're gonna want to come in here and just act like you own the place. You see what I mean? And eventually you can get to the point where, and I'm not even good, but I'm, you know, I consider myself to be better than a lot of people at adjusting and aiming appropriately. But you see what I'm doing here? Other than taking out barbed wire or reloading, I'm literally never gonna stop. And I'm always moving. Use your sound cues too. I can hear that guy ripping down the door. This is all shit you'll learn as you go. But really, the number one thing here is to make sure that you're just being a crackhead. You know, to begin with, everyone's gonna say that you're doing it wrong because you are playing like this. But in this specific instance, when you're trying to get your aim on point, you need to make it so it's as fast as possible so that if you get into a ranked game and your engagements are quick and someone rushes in, you don't expect them, you're not gonna freak out and potato. You're gonna be like, this is just like Terrorist Hunt, and I can flick to their head easily. I know I can. I've done it in Terrorist Hunt 1,000,000 times. So it's just a matter of like getting into that mindset of like, I'm a fucking boss and I'm gonna take everyone down. So I'm gonna show you how I do Terrorist Hunt and put all those things together, and that way you can kind of see what I mean about it. Now, you don't have to pick Ash. I want to make that clear. People on my stream called me the LMG master because I only use LMGs and I fucking smack with them. If you want to use LMGs, fine. If you want to use just your pistol because you think, you know, your pistol's not on point and you want to get better with your pistol, fine, do it with the pistol too. But whatever it is that you're going to use, just make sure that you do use it in rank, because I do use Ash in rank on occasion. I'm normally support, like I've said before. But if I need a frag out, I can, and that's because I've practiced. So, as you can see, I'm just going in here and acting like I'm a fucking boss. No one can stop me. And eventually, you can see I pre-fired the door because I know exactly where they're going to spawn. Eventually, you'll know their spawns, and you won't have to guess where they are. And it'll make it that much easier to run around and be effective and get those headshots we're talking about. You want to always be aiming for the head or chest level and let the recoil do the rest. In this game, it's not like any other game because of the headshot rule. Oh my gosh. one-hit headshots. That's all you need. So if you're aiming at their head, you're that much more likely to win gun battles. You can see on my stats if you look me up. SweetleMyDeetle. Well, it's actually SweetleMyDeetle, and I know people are gonna give me shit for that, but if you look on my stats, it's actually like pretty crazy how many headshots, you know, like my headshot percentage, and that's because I strictly aim for the head. If I'm using Bandit's gun where I know there's a lot of recoil, I'll aim for your chest and let the recoil do the rest. But now I've gotten used to the Bandit recoil, and I can actually control the recoil. But regardless of like what gun you're using, just know the gun. And once you know the gun, then you can kind of place your reticle appropriately. And it should always be around head level, chest or above, never below. Because you're never gonna win gun battles if you're aiming at their you know, their lower torso, their feet, their kneecaps. Maybe you'll get some lucky kills along the way, but it's not going to be as effective. You could see there, I probably got, you know, half, maybe a little bit more, just strictly headshots. And I'm doing it quick. Like, I'm not trying to, I'm trying to aim, but I'm not trying to sit there and hold peaks and stuff on these terrorists. I mean, they ultimately are terrorists, so you want to treat them as such. And this is just about getting your aim. So if you can't win these terrorist hunts, don't worry about it. Like, it's really not a big deal. You just want to make sure that when you're doing it, you're getting as much aim practice as you possibly can. And then you can go into casual and then get that mindset of like, yo, I'm in ranked right now. I need to figure out my shit. I need to drone and do all those things you do in ranked. So I hope this was helpful. I certainly think that this has helped me improve a shit ton, like exponentially more. And I never used to do this. And someone told me to do it recently. And, you know, I was a Plat 1 player before, but I haven't hit Plat 1 in a long time. And I think I can attest to this when I say, like, my aim has improved, like, exponentially since I've done this. And I've actually been able to hold my own against diamonds and champions alike. So if you guys have any other questions or you want to see different videos, let me know. Other than that, hope you enjoyed the content. I do stream every day except for Thursday and Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Central until wee hours in the morning. We don't really have a set time that we stop. But if you have any questions and you want to like ask me, you know, specifics about this or one of my other videos or future reference videos, just let me know. You can come chill. I'll leave the link in the description to my channel as well as Tactical Chaos that I said earlier. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a nice night, and we'll be seeing you in the next one. We're going to be doing LFG and team play, which is a very important video, so I want you to stick around for that. But yeah, have a good one. Deuces.